So I remember the day of the Paradise Fire. It was actually called the campfire. I don't know why they actually called it the campfire. When they called it the campfire, it was kind of funny because I thought it was actually done by people that were camping. The day that it actually happened, I remember it was actually on a Sunday. I was coming home from church. It was right after church. I was driving home, and on that particular day, for us, it was, I think it was about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon that I was driving home. And it already had started looking very smoky at that time. And I was just like, I was looking in the air and I was like, where is this smoke coming from? And the smoke was so strong that I thought there was a fire nearby. And I have a police scanner because I work as a security officer, so I listen to the local police radios, and I also listen to the local fire departments.
Copy engine 4, T rollover, you broke on the location. Copy Centerville Road, Helltown.
Engine 4, Division 2. Division call. Branch 2. Branch 2. This is Barry Newton of Edgewood. Officer. No address. Apparently they fled to that location on spot. Squad 80, 1151. Marville, be advised that we have to make access down Edgewood. Blocking access. Can't get an engine through, probably to get the squad through. Engine 941, Orville copies. Squad 81 is en route, 1151. Orville branch 2, Orville. Catch a part of the traffic. Is Squad 81 available to take that call on South Libby? Branch 2, Orville, the location, I believe someone else transferring you the information on Libby. Yeah, they're going to be in position to take that call on Libby for us. Orville copies, I'll try and break 941 free. They were unable to access the other location. Break 941, Orville. 941. Are you able to access the area of Libby Road? Lane. Orville. 941, you're unreadable. Marville, engine 941, we're going to try and make an access to Libby Road in Janae. 941, left 54. Squad 81 will take the call on the end of Edgewood. Engine 941, copy. Branch 2, copy. 941. Affirmative. They were not able to access the other deed on the end of Edgewood, so we sent them near Libby. Rescue. Copy. Is there a medic in around them? Leo. Copy. Range 2 Division 9-1. It's 91. Orville, Stalker Crew 4 entering the unit as part of 9255 call. Which for the information, we've got reports to the Stalker. And I comment shot for on South Road. Do we have a what? A cross street for South Libby. All the way at the end of it. On a quad trail somewhere. West Liberty off of Pearson near 81 or the other direction? That was my understanding was South Liberty. Is it West Liberty or South Liberty? Sorry, South Liberty. Yeah, it's just below Station 82. Okay, can you make access that direction? Affirmative. But working with Edgewood for initially, was there something else on Edgewood? Yeah, there was, but I think it's been handled. Okay, copy that. Division 80 operations. You'll have a 23 and Tahoe hot shots come away. Up there. Tell me what you're Mandatory evacuation to all of Paradise. Get people moving now!
In this little town, but they're all spread out. And that's the problem, right? So these rescues and things firefighters are needing to do now are difficult because you got people everywhere, Frank. There's nooks and crannies, there's creeks, there's rivers, there's everywhere. But yeah, I have to say, John, as soon as I can tell you guys, I'm leaving.
Yeah, what is behind you there? Is
right
that a
in
big
front
valley?
of me?
Yeah, right in front of you. We're looking at.
No, we got flames. You see the flames, Jonathan? Yeah, we gotta blow you guys.
Okay, Bill,
All right,
let
you
you
guys
go.
get going.
Be safe out there. Thank you, Bill.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys get out
Yeah,
of
we
there
should
right
roll
now.
on. Okay, we'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
All right, Bill,
Okay.
thank you. Well,
This was one of the worst fires, and it really felt like it was the end of the world. Here is a section of what Paradise in Butte County looked like just before the campfire. And this is what Paradise looked like after Paradise Fire. To show the devastation and just how fast the wildfire had spread in Butte County, Chief Jim Pamela of the Butte County Fire Department shows just how fast the wildfire had spread.
Fire started in the community of Polga at about 6:30 in the morning on November 8th, and it was quickly accelerated by 40-mile-an-hour winds coming from the north.
Look at this.
The fire was growing at this time at a rate of 1 football field a second, so an acre a second.
Football field a second.
Yes. Within 2 hours, the fire is impacting the community of Paradise. It took 12 hours to essentially consume all of that. That was a record pace.
How many acres in total?
153,300 acres.
Wow.
The most startling revelation that Chief Pamela has to say is this.
We're now every year seeing fires like this that are becoming more and more extreme. We had 5 years of drought. The vegetation is critically parched. Our temperatures, the mean temperature in the state is going up. And so these are all factors that are just really a combination of things that are driving very extreme events.
Even scarier today is that in 2021, the fires are no longer considered now a fire season. They are now known as a fire year.
These fires are showing no sign of letting up. There's no reason for them to stop based on the conditions that we're seeing.
So what are some of the causes and reasons that these fires are happening? Or why are we having these fire years rather than fire seasons? Good morning, everybody. My name is Avery Badenbaum, Matt meteorologist for CGAC News. Today in weather, it's going to be very hot today. It's going to be 100 degrees out there. In Oakland, California, it looks like it's going to be a nice, warm 100 degrees. And let's make sure that we keep nice and cool. If you have shorts and you have short sleeves, make sure you're wearing that. Also make sure that you stay well hydrated. And please also make sure that you be very careful. This is the time of year that you do not want to spark any fires. Please make sure that you're not playing with any kind of fires. As with the dry brush, you take a look right over here, you see that the dry brush is what's actually causing these wildfires. As you know, we are no longer in a fire season, we are now in a fire year. And what is causing that is this dry brush right here. Now, there's a lot of dry brush and a lot of dryness, and And anything that sparks, any little tiny bit of spark can cause a big fire. And fires will actually spread real fast nowadays. And so make sure that you stay away from that. Stay away from anything that can actually cause a fire. If you guys are camping, make sure that you put out that fire right away. And if you guys are smoking, if you guys are smokers, light that out right away. Anything else I could say about that? I don't know what else to say. Just make sure you guys stay hydrated. Make sure you guys take good care of that. And you know what? To make this world a lot more better of a place, get an electric car, for Christ's sake. Since Paradise Fire, California has seen several more fires that have just been as bad as Chief Jim Pemla has predicted.
The wildfires raging throughout the state.
That's right. More than 2.25 million acres burned in California this year already.
We have live team coverage tonight. ABC 10's John Bartel, Monica Coleman covering the Bear Fire, which is burning in the Plumas National Forest.
Mady Gomez is live at the newest threat, the Willow Fire, burning in Yuba County near Collins Lake. And meteorologist Monica Woods is tracking the air quality from all the smoke. But first, let's get you up to speed on the Bear Fire. This is part of the North Complex, which has burned more than 250,000 acres and is only 38% contained. Fire officials say it's moving so fast, it's burning at a rate of 1,000 acres per half hour. Evacuation orders are in effect for parts of Yuba, Plumas, and Butte counties. This is actually just south of where the Camp Fire burned back in 2018. Let's go now to ABC 10's John Bartel live in Lake Oroville, where many are being evacuated. John.
So what exactly can we do to prevent from these fires from happening?
Avery, what do you think can be done to improve our conditions and prevent fire years from happening?
Sure. So what I believe we should be doing to improve fire years and to make it go back down to fire seasons, or to even make it to where we don't even have that many fires at all, I believe that people should first of all limit how much they're smoking, for one, which I know that's actually going to be fairly difficult. I know that there's a lot of people that out there who have tried to improve on that by e-cigarettes, which are, by the way, not as efficient. It's still causing a lot of health concerns. Now, the other issue is vehicles. Now, they are vehicle corporations are making vehicles much more safer, in the fact that they are more electric, but they need to push for more electric vehicles, such as, they are making Teslas, but they should make these electric vehicles much more, affordable, and they should push for everybody to get electric vehicles. I know that the governors, as far as I understand, are making these vehicles, pushing for people to make these vehicles much more affordable. But it's still not affordable for everybody. But it should be pushed for everybody to have electric vehicles. Now, the other thing, talking about corporations, if you are out there, nobody really pays attention to this, but those factories, there's factories that are out there all over the place, that are creating this steam, or it looks like steam. If you're ever out there, you see these buildings that create so much steam that sometimes it actually looks like fires. Do you realize that that's actually causing a lot of carbon monoxide and a lot of emissions itself? So the hairspray that they've gotten rid of, now they've actually replaced that with a lot of with these factories that are emitting a lot of bad radiation and all this other crap like that. And I just found out by watching a Netflix show that stuff that's blowing up, and that's in those smokestacks, that stuff is causing a lot of effects. Another thing Yes, it is nice that we have a lot of houses, and sure, houses are nice. But we don't need to be building homes next to the forest. We're building homes way too close to forests, and what is that doing? That's actually cutting the circulation of air away from the forest. And also, when there is a fire, and these houses are not fire friendly. So these are some of the problems that we're actually having. Not to mention all the other issues. I know that this is a whole lot to take in, but let's also quickly take in a lot more. Let's talk about the littering, the problem about littering. People don't really care about the planet, do they? They're littering all over the place. We don't really care about our planet. Let's start loving our planet. We live on this planet for only a temporary time. And if we want to start caring about ourselves, and if we want to start caring about other people, or if we're concerned about something, then you know what? We better start being concerned, folks. Let's start being concerned. Hi, Lena. How you doing?
Doing great, Avery.
Thank you for being part of this interview.
Of course. I'm looking forward to it.
So, I do have a couple questions for you, if you don't mind. What are your thoughts about the fact that we are now in a fire year rather than a fire season? How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel pretty worried, honestly. I think growing up on the West Coast in Oregon and Washington and now California, I have a lot of love and fondness for our clean air and our forests, and it makes me worried and a little sad to know that so much is burning and that we are also living with this new reality.
And how has these fires affected you in any way?
I think it's affected me very similarly to a lot of us who have been living through it the last few years, just intense smoke and bad air quality for weeks at a time, kind of a feeling of claustrophobia and anxiety, seeing the smoke come in, not knowing when it's going to clear up, and then a sense of mourning or sadness that we're losing so many old-growth forests that took so many hundreds of years to grow and be with us.
What are your thoughts on what we could do to improve the quality? What am I trying to say? What's my question that I'm trying to get at? I guess I'm trying to say, what do you think we can do to improve or prevent from this fire year from happening?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that we need to hold corporations more accountable, like PG&E and big companies that produce a lot of carbon emissions, and be more strict from a law and government perspective on limiting the amount of greenhouse gases they put in the atmosphere that then in the end cause the temperature to rise and affect our forests and our air quality so much. And while individuals can do a lot personally, like drive less and recycle and all of those good things, it's really the corporations that cause the biggest damage. So making sure we hold them more accountable, I think, is a great first step. Another thing I think is really important is, because this is happening and already happening, providing more care for people who are on the front lines, like people who fight fires, farm workers who work in the fields, who often have to be forced or rushed to harvest during wildfires and then are put in danger because of it. So more things to protect them, more protective equipment, ventilators, and just laws that prevent them from having to work when there's fires.
Thank you, Lena. I really appreciate you participating in this phone call today.
Of course, Avery. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Have a wonderful day.
You as well.
Bye-bye now. So, Ariel, how do you feel about the fact that instead of it being a fire season, it is now considered a fire year?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty frightening, and it makes, makes preparation feel even more necessary. And I think it also widens the gaps between folks who have access to resources to be able to have filtered air and masks versus folks that are still going to have to go out and work even when the conditions are really frightening for everybody. So yeah, it widens the kind of the visibility between access and privilege and everyone else.
So has this been scary for you? Has this been a scary experience for you with the whole fires?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I didn't grow up in California. I grew up on the East Coast where rain is more common throughout the seasons, although drought is also a factor. So it's definitely, I've been here for almost 15 years, and it's been, every year it gets like more and more intense, definitely.
And in what, I'm sorry.
No, that's it.
In what way has the fires impacted you?
Well, I've had friends who've lost their houses in the fires, and definitely I have, breathed a lot of smoke from being in the Bay, and it changes the way that the fall, like my plans in the fall and my plans in the late summer. I make sure that I'm not traveling to anywhere where fire might be a factor. So yeah, those are the direct impacts on me.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Avery.
For participating in this phone call.
Sweet, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day. How fast that fire rushed through those houses. I mean, I've never seen a fire rush that fast and that hot. I mean, it's just the power of fire, how quick how quick it just, it's amazing. And it's destructive. It's not something you want to play with. All right. Get the laughs out.
Okay, rolling. Action.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Avery Badema. I'm a meteorologist for CGAC News. Today in weather, it's going to be very hot. Today it's going to be 100 degrees out there. In Oakland, California, it looks like it's going to be a nice, warm 100 degrees. And let's make sure that we keep night.
Rolling.
Actually, you know what? Let's do that. All right.
Rolling. Action. Perfect.
You got it?